What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the official Greater Human Performance podcast. I am your host, Rodrigo Monzo, registered dietitian, and today we are going to discuss calories. I know, pretty basic, pretty straightforward, but it's very important that we discuss calories because there still seems to be this notion that calories are evil, and that needs to stop. Calories are not evil. In fact, you actually need calories to live. If you didn't know, calories are energy, and all food contains calories. Now, the amount of calories that you will find in specific foods and quantity of food is obviously going to differ. However, all food has calories. So despite what you might see or read, we obviously know that calories are a unit of measurement for energy. And so what's the big deal then? Why is it that so many individuals think that calories are bad? Well, unfortunately, there's this massive scare within the diet industry, within the diet culture, whatever you want to call it. And they basically tell you that calories are bad. Calories are evil. Because if you eat calories, you gain weight. And nobody wants to do that, right? But the reality is that calories alone are not the reason why you're gaining weight. It's an excess amount of calories. See what I said there? It's not just calories, because obviously calories are just energy, but it's the quantity, the amount of calories that you're eating that is leading to weight gain or leading to weight loss. With that being said, it's very important to distinguish between energy balance and why it's so important, because ultimately energy balance is going to be the main determinant in weight fluctuations. If you didn't know, calories, just energy. All food has calories. How much? It's going to depend on the food and the quantity. That's the fundamental, that's the foundational stuff that you need to know. So now you can say, hey, calories aren't evil. Calories aren't out to get me. Calories are good because they give me energy, and I need energy to live. Energy balance. That is what we should be focusing on. Not so much just the calories and thinking that they're evil and how to avoid them, but we need to be thinking about energy balance. And what do I mean by energy balance, right? So we all have what is known as a maintenance or theoretical maintenance intake. Basically, the amount of calories that you need in order to sustain your weight, based on your anthropometric data, your physical activity, your lean body mass, your gender, like all these things that make you who you are. And so below that you have your basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of calories that you need to sustain life at rest, meaning that you're not doing anything. I'm literally just like sitting here and not moving, right? Obviously that's not the case, right? So that's why we look at your total daily energy expenditure or maintenance calories as a proxy to determine how many calories you need. So now that we know you have your minimum calories to live, you have your minimum calories to maintain your weight, you have all of the information that you need in order to assess how many calories you actually should be consuming based on your goals. So if your goal is to gain weight, I'm assuming muscle, because maybe not everyone just wants to gain weight, you have to eat at a bare minimum at what is known your maintenance calorie intake, but ideally you're going to be above that in what's called a calorie surplus. How much of a surplus? I don't recommend going beyond 500 calories. Most people would probably stick around 200 to 400 calories of a surplus. So to give you an example, if someone maintains their weight on the 2,000 calories, you're going to increase your intake to about 2,500 calories and sustain that intake as you exercise, of course, because we want to build muscle. We don't want to just gain body fat. And you're going to consume those 2,500 calories, and that's going to put you in a net surplus. Therefore, you will gain weight. On the flip side of things, if you wanted to lose weight, of course, we're still going to recommend you exercise. You're going to do the opposite. You're going to decrease your intake by 200, 300, 400, 500 calories. Again, I don't recommend you go past 500 calories, especially at the beginning of the adjustment. And you eat 1,500 calories at this point and continue exercising, and you will lose weight over time. Again, energy balance is going to be the deciding factor in whether someone loses or gains weight. It's not going to be all these other things that people like to focus on, like the sugar content, the preservatives, the quantity, and the timing. Now, I said quantity of food only as it pertains to each meal, meaning that some people will say, hey, I should have a really big breakfast, a moderate-sized lunch, and a small dinner, or vice versa. The reality is that the quantity of the meals that you eat in a given time frame, we'll say 24 hours in a day, is not as important as the total amount of calories that you're eating. So, the next time that you're wondering what you should focus on for muscle gain or weight loss, fat loss, you need to start with your energy balance. You need to figure out the amount of calories that you need to sustain life. Then go to the next step, the amount of calories that you need to maintain your weight at your current physical activity. And then you can make the educated decision of decreasing your or increasing your calories by a certain amount. Again, don't go past 500 calories because you might be miserable too soon, too fast. So that's going to be this episode of the GHP podcast. If you have any questions or if you have any recommendations or suggestions for future episodes, go ahead and post them in the comments section below. If this episode has been helpful or if you know someone that would benefit from this episode, please make sure to share it with them, give the video a like, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you in the next video.